Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to do a little bit of maintenance on the QX50. And I'm going to show you guys what I picked up. We're going to be doing some rotors, brake pads. I'm not going to go into too much detail regarding the brake pads because I just made a video on that. But I ended up picking up some new rotors because we took it to get an alignment. And it turns out that it has a lot of hot spots on the rotor, so they need to be replaced. And they also mentioned that the rear struts are leaking. So I picked up some new struts. Now, I don't know if they're going to fit. I could not find any for the newer QX50. The only individuals that are selling it right now is the actual dealership. I think they want like $500 for each one. So it's going to come out to like over $1,000. I'm not willing to spend that. So I bought some older ones hoping that it's the same. It looks the same. I hope it is, but we'll find out in this video today. So this will hopefully help you guys out as well. If you need to replace your rear struts, you don't want to spend, dealership money, this is going to be a good video for you. Now, let me show you what I got. All right, so here you got these struts. These are from a older QX50. So I think it's like 2019 generation before that. And then I got some R1 Concept rotors and brake pads. I've heard really good things about R1 Concept. And I hope I have no issues with these right here. But they're ceramic series, premium ceramic formulation. And I got the front and the rear, along with all 4 rotors. So 2 front, 2 rear. So let's go ahead and jack up the QX. We're going to start with the rear so we can see if those fit, and then we'll go from there. There's not enough space, but this is where it needs to be jacked from. Alright, now the lug nuts are 21 mil. Oh, it's not the same. These are definitely shorter. It's not gonna work. Alright, you guys can see. It's right there. It's way too short. The other ones are a lot longer. Alright, before removing the rotor, I do want to actually check to make sure that they're the same size. And they look the same, because these rear rotors look pretty skinny to me. I don't think I've ever seen rotors this skinny. Okay, yeah. So they are pretty skinny. Looks like this should work. Okay, that fits in perfect. Alright, these look to be the same size, so we should be good. Now I gotta remove these bolts right here. I think those might be 17s. I'll double check right now. This one looks like it's gonna be a little bit harder to get to. This one should be pretty easy. But this will remove the brake caliper, get out of the way so we can take the rotor off, put the new one back on. So I got myself a 17 and a 19. Okay, this is a 19. Alright, looks like these are 19 mils. So let's try to break it loose. The problem right now is leverage. Alright, that'll work right there. You pull up. There you go, broke off. There you go. Alright, so we're almost done with this. Alright, there you go. I'll slip this out. Just like that. And then don't let this thing fall. For sure. And then be careful with this line right here. So put it somewhere where it's not going to fall. And best bet is just put a zip tie on it. Honestly. Put a zip tie somewhere so it can hang. Doesn't mess it up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit this thing to get it off. Now, you want to hit this at the side. Try to break it loose. And you don't want to hit the rotor, but since we're going to be putting new ones on, doesn't matter. Just hit it. just like that. Then clean this area with a brush. Let me go get mine really quick. So far this thing looks like it's gonna stay there, but if it falls, I can mess up your brake line. Just a heads up. Now I have this brake cleaner, which is what you want, but it's running low, and I'm gonna save that for the surface because the surface comes with something else. So just clean the surface really well. I mean, this actually looks pretty good. Like, it's pretty flat looking. Put the shirt right here. Cleaner. See, like this residue right here, sticky. Brake cleaner. Brake cleaner. Throw this bad boy. Just like that. Once you have it in, throw these things back on. Throw the caliper back on once you have it in. I'm gonna do the brake pads after doing the rotor. It's easier to do it when it's on the car, the brake caliper. Alright, now moving on to the brake pads. These, I think, are the front ones. Yeah, these are the rear ones. Rear ones are a lot smaller, as you can see. Okay, correction. These are actually 13s, which most Infinitis have been 14s. Bottom one's going to be better with a open-ended wrench, just like that. Okay, this bottom one is spinning. Use an open-ended wrench to loosen that one then. Alright, now the QX50 has what you call an electric brake motor. So you have to go ahead and actually remove this plug right here. You gotta connect some wires in there in order to retract the motor, which is what I've seen the best way of doing it is. So to remove this plug, just gotta push on this down, and that'll release it from this right here. So this has not been removed. Now there's two plugs in there. We're gonna connect to this and retract the motor back. Alright guys, so I'm working on this side right now, on the passenger side. And in order to remove this bolt right here, which was pretty difficult to get to, it's not hard to break as long as you have a breaker bar, but to get to it was a little bit more difficult because I didn't have like space. This brake light was in the way, so what I did is I took off this bolt down here, and this is how I actually access the brake pads without removing the caliper. So if you're just doing brake pads, you don't need to remove these big bolts over here, just the little 14 over here. This will pull up just like that. Then this gave me space to remove this back here, so that made it a whole lot easier. Now what I am gonna do is I'm gonna go grab like a cable so I can hang this up here, so it's easier for me to take off the rotor, not try to hold a big ass caliper in my hand. So I'm gonna try to do that right now, so it's a little bit easier and I'm not struggling to get this thing off. But right now I just gotta loosen the bottom bolt, get that thing off, and then we should be good to go. Alright, here you can see I have the caliper supported with this thing right here on the side, so it's not messing up the brake lines. You can see it's loose right there, so it's good. Now this, luckily, it's already loose, so I can just take this one off.
There you go. That's perfect. Now we can take this thing off of there and put it back on here. So like if you look at this side right here, if I'm trying to break this one loose, it's possible, but it's gonna end up hitting this line right here. So it's better just to move this up out of the way so it doesn't hit anything. Yeah, just move it. It's like right there. I could pull up, but it's gonna hit that line. So I prefer just to get it out of the way.
Alright guys, so today's a few days later. I had to go ahead and order this T45 in order to do the rear calipers. I tried doing the electrical way of, putting the butt connectors on there to retract it, but it was not working. So instead I had to get this T45 to go ahead and use a ratchet to pretty much, I guess, retract it by spinning it, and then it'll pull it back and you just got to push it in. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Use this T45 in the back. The front is already done. It's pretty much the exact same process. I removed the rotor and everything, just, bigger caliper. But let's go ahead and try to do the rear now.
Alright, so first we got to begin by removing these Allen keys. It looks like it's a size 4, because I tried a few other sizes. I tried a 5, and it wasn't really working. So the 4 seemed to be the correct size. Now, a trick to get this off is you can use an Allen key. If you don't have like a socket for it, you could put it open in a wrench right in this like orientation right here to allow you to pull up to give you some leverage, as you can see right there. So that'll help out a lot in breaking this loose if it's too difficult just to do it with the Allen key. But it's coming out, pretty slow. So just keep twisting it until it comes off. And you got another one right here, and then this whole thing should just pop right off. Alright, there you go. Here's the motor pushed to the side. And then you can unplug it right here if you just want to completely take it off. If you want to, but I'm just going to leave it to the side right here. And then right here is where we need to use that T45. Let me go ahead and open mine really quick. Alright, so right here. Yeah, it's a perfect fit, the T45 right there. And then I'm going to try to retract it by loosening this right here. And then I'm going to grab like a flathead and try to push this up. I don't care about these brake pads anymore because I have brand new ones. So I don't care if I really damage these. As long as I can get that to retract back, that's all I care about right now. So let's go ahead and try to do that. Alright, so you're going to twist this orientation as if you were tightening it. And then once you do that, you can easily just push it by hand and it'll go in. So keep turning it. And then as you can see, it's pushing in just by me doing that. Alright, so I pushed it in all the way now, and right here it like stopped, like I can't go anymore. So that's the furthest it's gonna go down. And then now we can go ahead and put our brake pads in. Now on the inside, the one with the pin, which is this, goes down here on the bottom like that. So I already put the new one in. It's gonna go like that. And then now we gotta get this other one in. There then put this cover on there, just like that. Alright, I went in with no problems. As you can see, it's fully compressed, and it went in with no issues right there. So now we're done. Now if you would like, you can add grease on the outsides right here. I'm not going to, because I don't have any, but it's a good idea to add grease to help with sound. But I've been driving with the front ones already for a while, and I have not been hearing any sounds at all, and these are actually pretty quiet. So yeah, that's how you compress the rear. It's pretty much done. And then the front, same exact process, removing those big bolts. If you want to get the whole caliper off, if you're just doing the brake pads, just remove the bottom one and it'll slide up just like we did with this one without having to remove the entire caliper. But if you're doing the rotor, you will have to remove the caliper. Now, when putting this back thing in, I was noticing that I wasn't sitting flush. So if it's not sitting flush, don't put the bolts in because you're going to mess it up. So what you want to do is you want to set it on, twist it until it falls in, and then twist it into place. So like right now, you can see I'm twisting it forward and back. So let me take it out again. So like right there, if it's not sitting flush like that, twist it until it sits flush. Now we can put the bolts back in. Now this other side was a little bit more difficult to actually push in by hand, so I just grabbed the flathead right in here and pushed it up, and it went all the way inside, as you can see. And that's what the brake pad's still in. There you go. Now you can go ahead and install the brake pads on this side too. Alright, so now once you've done all of that, you want to go ahead and engage the brake. And as you can hear, it's compressing all the way. Then let go. Gotta push the brake pedal. I think you actually gotta turn on the car for this part. Yeah. Alright, let's turn it on. Disengage it. Engage it. Okay, perfect. And then just try to turn the wheel. As you can see, it's not budging. So we're good there. Same thing over here, not budging. And it's in all the way. Alright, now we're done.
Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and end the video right there. Everything has been completely installed. I was finally able to do the electronic motor in the back. That's the only thing that was really holding me up. The front is very straightforward, very easy. Pretty much the same concept as the rear, except without the electronic motor. So it's a little bit easier to compress everything, get out of the way. There's another video that I have that talks about specifically just the brake pads. So if that's what you're really looking for, go ahead and check that out. Now what happened and why I went ahead and replaced the rotors and the brake pads again from the previous video. The previous video just posted it maybe a month ago. Was I kept getting this vibration after installing the brake pads. It was actually worse when I installed the brake pads, and I went ahead and got it checked out, and it turned out that the rotors had a bunch of hot spots. So hot spots means there's a bunch of little spots on the rotor that's causing like bumps, which is why it vibrates when you brake. So in order to fix that, gotta replace the rotors and might as well replace the brake pads at the same time as well. So I went ahead and returned the old brake pads, got these new ones, got a whole bundle, and I think it was like $200 and something, which is actually pretty good for everything. And installed it myself, saved a bunch of money. But other than that, I will link everything down. I'll link down the T45, got it from Amazon. I'll link down the rotors and the brake pads, also picked up from Amazon. Fairly cheap, easy to do yourself from our own concept. And I've been driving it with just the fronts for like about a week, and it completely eliminated the vibration that I had. But that is going to conclude the video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.